call you that? What? Like your dog? Yeah, I do say dog. Yeah.
What
Yes.
are GLP-1s?
We have to start off by understanding what the GLP-1s are. Started off with Ozempic. And this is an interesting fact which I read, I think it was yesterday, that the first GLP was actually extracted from the saliva of a Gila monster.
I heard that.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I have heard that. It's
Very
a
interesting.
lizard or
It's a
something?
lizard. Yeah. So that's the
I did
first
hear that.
ever GLP that was created.
It's interesting. I did read that once, and I thought I was maybe dreamt it because it's
Yeah.
bizarre.
It's very strange. But yeah, that was the first one. Essentially, the first one we know of is Ozempic that came out. Or
Semaglutide, yeah.
right? So semaglutide was the active ingredient, is GLP-1, so it's a single agonist. The reason for it was essentially to treat type 2 diabetics.
Stimulate insulin from the pancreas.
Insulin release
right?
from the
Yeah.
pancreas, so they wanted to. So GLP-1s are created in our gut.
So for the layman,
so
insulin itself was
Yeah.
one of the first peptides, right?
Correct,
So
yeah.
how is semaglutide and GLPs different from insulin? Just so
Yeah.
people understand.
Sure. So GLP-1s are created in our gut. So when we look at the physiology of it, when we eat, right, there has to be something in our body that tells us to stop eating. Otherwise, we'll just
Some
be
of us don't
starving.
have that, yeah.
Some of us don't have that,
Yeah.
or we're lacking that signal.
Yeah.
So GLP-1s were discovered because of that, because when we eat, we have something in our gut that tells our body to stop eating.
Is that ghrelin?
That negative.
Now, ghrelin makes you hungry, right?
Yes. So incretin, it's called the incretin hormone, GLP-1 and GIP. But GLP-1 is released from I think it's the L cells in the upper intestine. And essentially what it does is it tells the pancreas to release insulin.
Right.
Insulin is responsible for lowering glucose in our body and obviously storing it, right?
So type 1s don't have that.
Correct. Yeah. So that's where it came in, and that's how it plays its effect. When it comes to the actual mechanism of semaglutide, it was used specifically for that, for people who are struggling with type 2 diabetes. And they realized that because an off-label side effect was weight loss, because it made people stop eating, reduce the cravings in our brain, told us to stop, became a weight loss drug.
Side effect becomes treatment.
Correct. Yeah. So off-label used, and unfortunately, a lot of people weren't aware of the side effects.
So just to go back to that, so the side effect, like a lot of antidepressants are used for pain control.
Yeah.
So that's off-label. That's where we're referring.
Correct.
It wasn't created for that, but they found in research
Yes.
it had a second action, and then that becomes prescribable, I guess, because it has that action, and one could use the medication for that. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's many reasons why you can use a medication. Obviously, it's risk benefit.
Yeah.
And the idea is that if it's not specifically meant for this, an indication, but the side effect is what you want, you can consider that that's an off-label drug.
Becomes prescribable.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Ozempic, semaglutide became a weight loss treatment.
Correct. Yeah. So that's how it all started. And then there was another incretin hormone, GIP. Now, GIP is not really well understood. What it actually does, it complements GLP. So GIP just helps release insulin even more, it helps with the satiety even more. So together, the understanding is that it creates an even better sort of synergistic effect.
And then that also GIP, slow stomach emptying.
Yeah, slow stomach. So it's all about like
satiation.
Satiation helps with obviously reducing that food noise, and with the insulin as well. It helps with releasing insulin as well as possibly handling fat. So that's essentially where the GIP came in, and the dual combination, is obviously Mounjaro, which is Tirzepatide.
So from a person's standpoint, when they hear about side effects, I know Ozempic got a lot of flack about causing vision and whatever others. And then people were obviously undernourished. I believe lack of proper macro and micros would lead to your body shutting down, in essence, failing. And I believe with people and most people today's love of weight loss and quick fixes, it was like, oh, let me dose up. And I know that the best way for, I believe, these things to work long-term, it's a long-term treatment is titration at a slow rate. I think starting at what I'd say is a microdose or nano dose, even
Yes. Yes.
way below the therapeutic recommended dose of 2.5
Yes.
milligrams a week. We start at like one,
Mm.
1.5, and slowly titrate up. And I've only heard of a lot of people who suffered. A lot of people who come to us and sit
Mm.
with us
Mm.
say, I couldn't tolerate it. I was on it for
Yes.
a month. I was nauseous. I couldn't breathe. I had diarrhea. That's overdose, right?
Yes.
So I believe if people are cautiously going to titrate up and also not get overexcited, oh, I lost 5 kilos and it's staggered, so I just shot it up. It's not about how much you take, it's how you take it. And also, obviously, the stability, sterility of the compound, make sure it's a great compound, it's treated properly, right? Refrigerated,
Absolutely.
etc.
Yeah.
So malnutrition or
Mm.
lack of eating properly has led to the side effects as well as too high dose. Is that correct?
I would say definitely in part, the latest that came out was the side effect of NAION, which is non-arthritic ischemic optic neuropathy. So essentially, this is the blindness that people,
Mm.
and obviously, there's a big case going on. I think it's like a, what's it called? Like that lawsuit where it's
Class
a
action
class,
suit,
yeah, it's a
yes.
class action,
Yeah.
massive. So that's going on at the moment. But 100% right. I think when it comes to our human nature, we want things fast,
Yeah.
especially in
More is
today's day and
better,
age.
right?
More is better,
Instant
instant
gratification.
gratification, AI, everything is quick pace, and the lack of that sustainable weight loss is a lot, like you said, the reason for the side
Or
effects.
they're getting the appetite back. They
Exactly.
love not having one, which
Yeah. It's
to
just not
me, I
normal.
believe like food is one of the luxuries and beautiful
Absolutely.
things we get to have in life. To
Yeah.
stop that want, to me, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I know they're even using it in addiction clinics because it
Yes.
switches off that
Exactly.
addiction hormone, which I
Correct.
guess is
Yeah.
part of that craving for
Yes.
sugars and foods.
Yes.
Excuse me, but I know that we know there's this new amazing wonder drug that's in just come out of third phase trials, waiting to be officially released. Retatrutide, which is
Yes.
a triple agonist. They've
Yes.
added glucagon. Can you tell me
Yeah.
what that is so people understand?
Yeah. 100%. So, look, I mean, if we look at the results first, I think let's start there. The results of the GLP-1 when it came out, it was around 14% weight loss over a period, I think it was about 60 weeks around
Mm.
there. GLP and GIP synergistically, it went up a lot.
Mounjaro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mounjaro went up to 20%.
Right.
Reta, 28%. So now we have something called a triple agonist,
Mm.
right? So we've got three different compounds within this medication, and the third compound is glucagon. Now, glucagon essentially is important for lipolysis, so the breakdown of fat,
Mm-hmm.
and also gluconeogenesis, basically bringing out sugar into your bloodstream, and your body utilizes that for energy.
So basically,
So
the two sources that our bodies use to have energy at a cellular level
yes,
and function every day, sugar or glucose,
yes,
and fat
yes,
or ketones in essence,
yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. So now we've got a situation where we are metabolically, from a cellular level, optimized because we are not utilizing the wrong type of energy source. Now we have a muscle sparing compound.
Right.
Whereas the other GLP, as well as GLP and GIP, semaglutide and tirzepatide, they weren't necessarily muscle sparing.
Right.
That's why those Ozempic faces came in.
Yeah,
People look like
skinny fat.
sucked in. Exactly.
And I believe that because your metabolic rate is increased so much and so efficiently, it does actually cause hunger.
Yes.
So a lot of people who have used this compound have said, I don't have that killed appetite. I'm actually finding I'm hungrier. And the truth is, because you're so metabolically efficient, it's like on a day, that leg day, hypothetically in the gym, if you go hard, you're hungrier that day because your body needs
Correct.
that fuel. So
Yeah.
with the glucagon,
Yeah.
it's asking for that fuel.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
then at the same time, it's incinerating that
Yes.
fuel.
Yes.
So what I've learned and read is that once a professional practitioner or physician explains to a patient or client that it's actually a good sign that you have an appetite. And remember, the action is very different to the Tirzepatide or Mounjaro because that stops your appetite. This actually doesn't stop your appetite. But the best benefit is that you're burning, you're metabolically a machine all day. And then again, the side effects only became more prevalent as you dosed up.
As with
So
anything, yeah.
for me, when that's released, to me, it sounds like the absolute wonder.
Yeah.
Well, I had saying drug, wonder compound. So
Yes.
you've got your triple agonists. And I heard there's already 4 and 5
Yeah, they are looking at it.
agonists coming next. They're now
Yes.
adding IGF-LR3,
IGF-1,
which is a
yeah.
growth hormone compound.
Correct, yeah.
Bioglutide, I
Yes.
think they're calling it.
Yes.
Where you've got those 3, plus now you have the ability to build muscle. Right?
Correct. So now you're sparing and building at the same time.
It's
Yeah.
the evolution of the GLP or the peptide world. So you've got your semaglutide, your Tirzepatide, your Ozempic and Mounjaro, Wegovy,
Yes.
which are already out there.
Yes.
And now we're very excited about Retatrutide, which is the game changer. I think as soon as it hits the ground, that's going to be the big one.
And it's also, beyond the weight loss, the trials have shown incredible results.
Better than bariatric surgery, and also inflammation, heart, brain, right?
Heart, brain. I mean, if you look at the liver, people who suffer from alcoholic liver fatty disease, like 80% reduction, triglycerides 40%. Very difficult to lower your triglycerides.
And does semaglutide not do that, right? So Ozempic won't do that. Even Mounjaro won't do
hardly anything. But like Retatrutide, when it came to the triglycerides, it dropped by like 40%, which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So very excited for it.
And then the other thing is, people say, how long do I have to be on it forever? Which you don't, but you can do 24 months. And will I put weight back on? And obviously, some people also say, well, I can still think they could eat pizza and carry on. You can't. You still have to have some kind of discipline.
Absolutely.
But it just aids you in becoming insulin sensitive rather than resistant. Alcohol is a big thing. A lot of people have said, I find I get really ill when
that's because of the slow.
Right. So that the slow gastric emptying, alcohol sits longer in the stomach, causing that fermentation, reflux, nausea. So lifestyle is absolutely key. So there's no red blue pill. Take this and everything's fabulous. You've got to work out. Have to work out on semaglutide, on all the GLPs, right? Because you want to stimulate that lean mass.
Hypertrophic,
So you want muscle, you have to train, and you have to eat protein.
Yes.
Well as I've heard sugar. And when I say sugar, it's not processed sugar, fruits. Fructose, your body needs that to absolutely stimulate that insulin release. As well as complex carbs, right? So we talk about carbs, not French fries. We talk about sweet potato, oats, basmati rice, those kind of things. So very important to have at least 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Work out, stay active. Obviously, everything that keeps you well. It's not about quick fix. So I appreciate it, Doc. Thanks. It was great to chat. I think that, the main thing is to do with peptides is education.
Absolutely.
Understanding what a peptide is, and then, of course, the different variations. But with GLPs, it's not a magic pill.
No.
It's a guide, assistant. It helps people to get to the next level. Most people have it. We've seen some insulin resistance. It helps with that.
Yes.
Helps with regulating the sugars. And we're very excited about the triple agonist that's coming out.
I mean, the results you've seen have been crazy.
I've seen monstrous results. And, even with Tirzepatide, I saw huge results.
Yes.
I personally have never had people come to me with massive love for Ozempic. I've heard mainly a lot of negative stuff with that. So it's a great, exciting world. Respect the chemistry.
Yes.
Respect what you put in your body. Respect yourself. And these things, fortunately, are now here to help us become the best version of ourselves, become optimized.
100%.
These are just tools in the toolbox, right? This isn't
hit
magic.
the nail on there. That's amplifiers. And I think that's the most important thing. Like you mentioned, lifestyle, we can't get away from it. Everyone tries to.
Yeah.
You have to train, you have to diet, you have to sleep.
Yeah. So those are 3 things. So it's an ecosystem of wellness.
Absolutely.
And, at least we have, it's like having different coaches on your team. They can tell you what to do, but their brilliant coaching can't make you a better athlete.
I love that. Yes.
Great analogy.
That's a good one.
Where it came from. That was brilliant.
That was really good.
Thank you. Well done. Anyway.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the conversation. Yeah.